Hey, I'm Adam Post. Good morning. You are watching the Morning Post with Adam Post. This morning, great morning, we are talking about some weird news for Star Wars. Everybody's been talking about how Star Wars 9 may not be any good. Well, they're probably right. It's not going to be that good. Um, Look, the rumors are that the movie is a disaster, that there are multiple versions of it. George Lucas is trying to save it. What the heck's going to happen with this movie? We're going to find out. And I'm going to go over this article with you. The first thing I need to ask you to do, though, is go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you click the bell for notifications. Now, put in the comments, I want to know, are you going to go see this movie or not? A lot of people are saying they're not even going to give it a try. So, George Lucas saving Star Wars, test screenings, a disaster. Test screenings. All right. So rumors are hitting the internet that George Lucas has been called in to save Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker, like a Jedi coming to save, I don't know, somebody who needs saving, following the test screenings that are claimed to have been a complete disaster. Now, could he save Star Wars? Again, put in the comments. I'll bet you he could if he wanted to, but I don't know if he wants to, and I don't know what he's got to work with. This The Star Wars rumors come from YouTubers responsible for the rumor offering that that Disney is losing confidence in Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. Well, obviously. And there are potentially big spoilers if any of this information is accurate. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker rumors. So it's claimed that could you imagine this? 3 cuts of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker exist. A Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams version that the screening audiences thought was terrible. A second one featuring mandates, orders from Disney CEO Bob Iger, and the third from George Lucas, original creator of Star Wars. So it said the Star Wars test screenings were made up with a quarter of hardcore Star Wars fans. I can't believe they still exist. A quarter, you have to believe though, a quarter who said they're simply fans of Star Wars, a quarter who said they're aware of Star Wars but don't buy merchandise or consider themselves big fans, and a quarter of people who are just likely average general audience, normal movie people. That's 4 quarters. That's at least $1, okay? Now, there's the Kennedy Abrams version, Kathleen Kennedy, and it said, okay, the first act supposedly scored a 65 in the test screening, I guess out of 100. The second act scored a 12, a 12, and is said to be really, really bad. Social justice in there, maybe? I don't know. A third act scored only a 4, with only general audience people giving it points. That's pretty bad. Only the general audience people giving it points. Everybody else, 0, 0, 0. The aggregate score for the Kathleen Kennedy J.J. Abrams cut is said to be just 29. Just awful. What they've been doing with Star Wars is not very good. This is what happens when you try and put social justice into storytelling. There is no storytelling if you put social justice in. There's no story that can execute crazy, on-put social propaganda. Okay, so a huge problem with test screening was that when Rey, basically in OP fashion, destroys the Emperor, which caused them to burst out in laughter. So Rey is going to destroy the Emperor. Okay, Iger sat in on one of the test screenings and is said to be pissed. Rey doesn't win as much as literally stomps a mud hole in the Emperor's ass, the YouTuber says. When this happens, all the screeners burst out into laughter. Oh, that's great. They really have no idea where they're coming from with this stuff. Iger is said to have flipped his lid and immediately ordered a redo. The Iger version. Okay, how did that do? Probably great. Probably not. Disney CEO Bob Iger is said to have ordered a rework of the latter half of the first act and some of the second half. It's claimed that Iger also ordered in Anakin and Luke in the flesh. YouTuber had no idea what that means. Maybe making them alive, who knows. The Iger test screening for Star Wars Rise of Skywalker is said to have fare better at 65. So they can get away with putting that out and have it just kind of be embarrassing and a waste of resources, but it'll eventually maybe break even in 100 years. And then, of course, the George Lucas version. What is this going to say? With the Kennedy Abrams version and the Iger version scoring not as high as hoped, George Lucas was said to have worked on some early writing on the flick, offers help, and incorporates both the Kennedy and Abrams version and Iger version. But during the third act, George Lucas introduces a secret Skywalker. Very nice. The Lucas version is said to have scored an 88. Very good for you, George. So some miscellaneous additional info. Rumors have claimed that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker underwent a massive redo. The YouTuber claims it's about 25% of the 3 different versions have been redone. The YouTuber offers 3 possibilities that may happen. Kennedy gets fired and Iger picks the Lucas version. Kennedy, that'll probably happen. Kennedy quits, which is unlikely, and Iger picks the Lucas version. The release date pushed back further to fix things, at least likely. I think they're going to fire Kennedy. I mean, you can't have scores of 4 out of 100 or 29 out of 100 and be responsible for a multi-billion-dollar franchise. You cannot. It's further claimed, and Iger knows why. He knows exactly why it's coming out terrible like that. Tell me if you know why. Put it in the comments. It's further claimed that Disney reportedly spent an additional $300 million after the meltdown, and that the firing of Game of Thrones creators was a shot in the direction at Kennedy. Rian Johnson is also rumored to have been let go. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see any more Rian Johnson movies, like it or not. Hey, Finn, what's up? Secret Skywalker. Regarding the identity of the Secret Skywalker, that is unknown. It could be an existing character. Could be Rose Tico. We all love Rose Tico. But who knows who it is? Maybe it's a new character, maybe not. Again, in the comments, if you have an idea of maybe who the Secret Skywalker could be, it looks like they'll pick the Lucas version. I mean, if they end the franchise on a disaster type of note, that would be really, really serious. They really, really can't do that. They would lose a lot of money. I don't think that makes any sense. So go ahead, put it in the comments. Make sure you're still subscribed. Click the bell for notifications. And really interested to read your comments and see what you think of this. So definitely let